Hebrews 11, often called the Hall of Faith, is the heart of the Christian faith. This chapter doesn't just tell us what to do. It shows us how to access the power of God. Faith is not a hollow wish. It is the evidence of things not seen and the assurance of things hoped for. Here is a 5-minute, high-impact summary of that history-altering flow. 1. The definition and the method. Beginning it all starts with a definition. Faith is treating what hasn't happened yet as a reality. The creation of the universe is the greatest proof of this. God created everything we see from nothing by His invisible word. If God can bring a universe out of nothing, He can bring a miracle out of your nothing to the first witnesses, Abel and Enoch. He teaches us that faith is more than just religious activity. While Cain brought a casual offering, Abel brought his best because he trusted God was worthy. Abel died, but his faith still speaks thousands of years later. Enoch, the man who walked into heaven without tasting death. His secret? Walking with God. Enoch proved a golden rule. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. You must believe He exists and that He rewards those who seek Him. 3. Defying the impossible. Noah and Abraham. Noah. He built a massive ark when it had likely never rained. While his neighbors mocked him for decades, he kept hammering. Faith is tuning out the world's ridicule to listen to God's warning. Noah's faith saved his entire family. Abraham. He left his comfort zone and set out without knowing his destination. At 100 years old, when it was biologically impossible, he believed he would have a son. In his greatest test, he was ready to offer Isaac, knowing God was powerful enough to raise the dead. 4. Identity and courage. Moses and Rahab. Moses. He rejected the palaces, treasures, and fleeting pleasures of Egypt. He chose to suffer with his people rather than be a prince, because he saw Him who is invisible. He stood before the Red Sea, and faith parted the waters. Rahab. She was an outcast, a prostitute, but she believed the reports of God's power. The faith of a sinner not only saved her from destruction, but placed her in the direct lineage of the Messiah. 5. Victory and endurance. The writer cannot stop there. Gideon, Samson, David, and Samuel. Through faith, they toppled kingdoms, shut the mouths of lions, and quenched the fury of flames. However, faith has another face. Some heroes didn't escape. They endured. They were tortured, mocked, and sawn in two. The world was not worthy of them. Faith is not just being delivered from the fire. Sometimes it is walking through the fire with God. Conclusion. Your race. Hebrews 11 is not a history lesson. It is an invitation. The chapter ends by imagining us in a massive stadium. In the stands are Noah, Moses, Abraham, and the nameless martyrs. They are all on their feet, cheering for you. Don't give up. We made it, and so can you. Faith is not a feeling. It is an action. If your life can be explained entirely by your own efforts, you don't need faith. But if you are taking risks, clinging to promises, and hoping when the world says it's over, then you are walking in the footsteps of giants.